A rival of Goku is not Vegeta, Hit, Jiren, or even Frieza, but a warrior who represents the Vegeta of the Old Testament, someone who will be capable of anything to match the greatest Goku style of fighting, and will be capable of rivaling the current power of Ultra Instinct. What will unfold from all this? I will prove to you that this is closer than ever to happening, and that it's long overdue. Are you ready? I hope so. Then hurry and subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and activate the notification bell. Throughout his journey, Goku has always encountered opponents who acted as catalysts for his own evolution. Vegeta, with his extreme pride and obsession with power, taught Goku the importance of constant rivalry, showing that brute strength alone is not enough, and that surpassing oneself requires discipline, strategy, and perseverance. Frieza brought the challenge of absolute power and extreme cruelty, forcing Goku to push past his emotional and physical limits, culminating in the first Super Saiyan, and in the understanding that anger and determination can awaken hidden potential. Cell, in turn, represented the perfect threat, forcing Goku to understand the value of planning, patience, and sacrifice, showing that power without intelligence and leadership is not enough. Majin Buu tested his endurance, creativity, and adaptability, teaching that evolution also requires flexibility, energy control, and quick responses to unpredictable opponents. Hit and Jiren, from Universes 6 and 11 respectively, challenged Goku to refine his perception of combat, speed, strategy, and even mental limits, showing that fighting someone with a different philosophy or power is essential to transcend one's own limits. Finally, Broly worked as a mirror of Goku's own brute force, reminding him that emotional control and mastery of power are just as important as natural strength. Each rival, in different ways, shaped Goku not only as a warrior, but as a strategist, leader, and being capable of infinite evolution, preparing the ground for facing new challenges, like the potential rival of Universe 6, who would bring all the discipline and obsession of Sadala to confront him and push him even further. Since the earliest moments when Goku became a true warrior capable of transcending limits, it has always been evident that his presence inevitably awakens powerful rivals. Wherever he goes, the simple existence of his power provokes reactions in warriors from all corners of the multiverse. Everyone who crosses Goku's path finds a reason to challenge themselves and rise beyond what they imagined possible. But looking toward the future of Universe 6, there is a fascinating and almost inevitable scenario: the possibility of a new rival emerging from Sadala, the home planet of the Saiyans in that universe, someone who brings forth the essence of obsession with power and extreme determination, a true parallel to Vegeta in his purest and most primal stage. Planet Sadala has always been shown as the birthplace of a warrior race different from that of Universe 7. Its inhabitants are naturally disciplined, with a culture centered around strength and survival. But unlike the Saiyans Goku and Vegeta know, they were not shaped so severely by devastating wars that marked Universe 7. The Saiyan society of Sadala values individual excellence above all, but also encourages collective growth through internal rivalries and constant training. In this context, it is logical to imagine that a young Sadala warrior, upon learning of Goku's feats and his continuous growth, would feel an almost instinctive need to become superior. This rival would not only be ambitious, he would carry the typical obstinacy of Vegeta, but refined and amplified by the warrior culture of his planet. His motivation would not be just to defeat Goku, but to prove to himself that he could surpass universal limits. Goku, by his own nature, attracts rivals in any universe. He never seeks rivalry. His motivation is pure and simple: the desire to fight and evolve. But that very purity provokes extreme reactions in others. Hit, the assassin of Universe 6, was drawn by the prospect of a fair fight that challenged his temporal techniques. Jiren, from Universe 11, found in Goku a mirror of his own determination. Broly, with his uncontrollable wild strength, saw in Goku someone capable of unlocking even more of his own brutality. And now, imagining the scenario of Sadala, it's not hard to conceive that news about Goku and his recent battles, including the Tournament of Power and the events involving Granola, would reach the ears of warriors from that planet as an impossible challenge to ignore. The new rival of Goku would be someone who embodies all the classic elements that make rivalries in Dragon Ball so intense: extreme pride, thirst for power, natural combat ability, and a silent obsession with surpassing everyone he considers strong. Just like Vegeta, he would have grown up under the premise that only the strongest deserve recognition, but his evolution would be shaped by a different culture, more strategic and disciplined, less impulsive, but no less dangerous. The crucial difference is that he would have seen Goku not only as an opponent, but as a goal to reach, the pinnacle that validates his own existence as a warrior. The contrast between the two is fascinating. Goku is free, intuitive, often carefree, relying on his instinct and the joy of fighting to grow. His power comes not only from physical training or technique, but also from the genuine joy of constantly surpassing himself. The new rival, on the other hand, would represent disciplined obsession. His growth would be forced, constant, calculated, and his mind would always be on alert, seeking ways to surpass every new limit Goku demonstrates. This opposition between instinct and obsession would be the core of the rivalry, making each encounter a catalyst for both to evolve, but in profoundly different ways. In terms of evolution, this dynamic allows rich narrative paths. The rival from Universe 6, when confronting Goku, would not only test his own physical strength, but also need to deal with psychological and philosophical aspects. Understanding Goku's freedom, learning how the joy of battle can surpass rigid discipline, and realizing that absolute strength is not just a matter of brute power, but of balance between mind and body. Goku, in turn, would benefit from the rival's pure obstinacy, being forced to push past his own limits without relying solely on instincts, developing strategies, and learning to adapt to an opponent who combines strength, technique, and intelligence in equal measure. The nature of this rivalry also connects to the larger concept of Dragon Ball Super, evolution through confrontation. Since the days of Raditz and Vegeta, passing through Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu, every new opponent of Goku functioned as a mirror, revealing weaknesses, encouraging training, and unlocking hidden potential. Hit and Jiren are modern examples of this tradition, but the new rival from Sadala would add an unprecedented layer, someone with natural Saiyan training, cultural combat experience, and strategic discipline, capable of forcing Goku to adapt not only physically but mentally, without relying solely on Ultra Instinct or previous transformations. Sadala's analysis also suggests interesting nuances about how the Saiyans of Universe 6 could react to this confrontation. Unlike Universe 7, where rivalries are often intense and personal, but permeated by friendship or respect, the warriors of Sadala tend to see strength as an extension of their own identity. Defeating or surpassing someone like Goku would not be only about personal victory, but about asserting status within their own society. This adds extra tension to the rivalry. Each fight is not just a battle between two individuals, but a demonstration of life philosophy, ideals of power, and worldview. Moreover, this rival would emerge at a crucial moment in the Dragon Ball universe. After the Granola Saga, Goku has already demonstrated abilities that combine Ultra Instinct with new levels of perception and power, but his evolution is still infinite. The arrival of a warrior from Sadala, with natural training and an obsession with power, would create an immediate and plausible conflict, without needing to resort to fantastical elements. Each blow, each strategy, and each reaction would be grounded in the logic of combat, Saiyan technique knowledge, and personality clashes. This rivalry also allows exploration of the richness of interactions between different Saiyan cultures. While Goku represents curiosity, adaptability, and joy for battle, the new rival embodies discipline, obsession, and strict respect for universal limits. The confrontation would be more than physical. It would be philosophical, almost existential. Each battle would reveal layers of Goku's and the rival's psychology, showing how evolution is not only about strength, but about understanding oneself and the other. Another fascinating dimension of this rivalry is the ability of both to influence other warriors. Just as Jiren was inspired by Goku's Ultra Instinct, and as Broly was shaped by confrontations with Saiyans and Frieza, the rival from Sadala would also serve as a catalyst for the evolution of others. Warriors of Universe 6, seeing the rival's obsession and growth, could be inspired to develop new techniques or seek transformations beyond what was known. At the same time, Goku, in his essence, would continue to spread the domino effect of universal growth, proving that his presence alters the natural flow of evolution on any planet he steps on. The narrative impact would also be significant for Saiyan mythology. The existence of a rival so close to Vegeta in essence, but emerging from a different universe, reinforces the idea that Saiyan characteristics, pride, obsession with power, and constant evolution, are universal, but shaped by the environment and culture of each planet. This perspective expands the canon without contradicting it, adding depth to the mythology and offering an opportunity to explore themes such as discipline versus freedom, obsession versus instinct, and the diversity of paths to greatness among warriors of the same race. In terms of combat, we can imagine strategic and exciting encounters. Each fight would be a demonstration of power, skill, and tactical thinking, with both sides learning and adapting to each strike. The new rival would use techniques derived from Sadala's training, possibly combining brute strength with precise and calculated attacks, while Goku would rely on his intuition, speed, and capacity for instant adaptation. This dynamic would allow the combat to be unpredictable, intense, and intellectually stimulating, not just a pure power clash. Finally, Goku's new rival from Universe 6 would represent the essence of what makes Dragon Ball rivalries so iconic: a mirror for the protagonist, a catalyst for evolution, and proof that no matter how strong you are, there will always be someone who can challenge your limits. Goku's narrative has always been supported by encounters that test body, mind, and spirit, and this warrior from Sadala would be the perfect embodiment of that philosophy. He would bring new challenges, new reflections on power and identity, and allow Goku to continue his journey of infinite growth, keeping the canon intact and at the same time enriching the mythology of the Saiyan multiverse. The great conclusion that this analysis offers us is that the emergence of a new rival is not only a matter of battle or strength, but a narrative and philosophical opportunity to explore the foundations of Dragon Ball. The rivalry between Goku and the warrior from Sadala would not be only physical. It would be a clash of philosophies, strategies, and mentalities. It would be a living demonstration that, even in a universe filled with power and chaos, true evolution is born from confrontation, adaptation, and the will to surpass limits, exactly as it has always been with Goku since the first moment he stepped onto a battlefield. Thus, Goku's new rival from Universe 6 emerges not as a simple addition of strength, but as a point of reflection and growth, showing that the paths to greatness are diverse, and that the spirit of the Saiyans continues to be defined both by instinct and discipline, both by the pleasure of battle and the obsession with power. Each encounter, each strike, each strategy would be a lesson about evolution, overcoming, and the eternal cycle of rivalry that moves all Dragon Ball warriors.